Charlie, take off those glasses. We're doing a TV commercial.
But Jerry, the future's so bright here at Bourbon RV, I gotta wear shades.
That's right. At Bourbon RV, we have more inventory, more parts, and even better service.
We make buying fun at Bourbon RV.
And if you have a problem, see the boss.
I'm James Bartle from the Sullivan Independent News, and I'd like to welcome you to 5 Questions With from the showroom of Jerry's TV, Furniture, and Appliance, one of the largest showrooms in the area. And joining us on 5 Questions With today is Sue Koch, Chairperson of the Livestock Program at the Merrimack Community Fair. Sue, welcome to 5 Questions With.
Hi, Jim. Thanks for having me.
Now, you've been a member of the Fair Board for how many years? And if you kind of tell people, I'm sure it'd be an obvious answer, but what you enjoy most about the fair?
I was thinking about that question, I think in about 1996. I was asked if I would help with the livestock program, and at that time we had the livestock in a tent for one day and a few little shows, and we were done. And so the program's grown from there. So I guess about 16 years I've been involved with it. And what I like most is working with the young people. I love livestock, I love to raise animals, and I have a great appreciation for what it can help young people to be responsible.
And how many young people participate in this year's fair, participate in the livestock program?
In the livestock program for the auction alone, we have almost 100 young people that's going to be showing and selling an animal. Altogether, you're talking 150, 170 young people that will have an animal there.
And that's all ages too?
That is from 8 to 19.
8 to 19. And what benefits do these young people receive from the fair livestock show and the auction in general as they go through this program, which begins several months before the fair?
Yes, it begins. If they're in 4-H, they start in September choosing the project that they want to be in. By January, if they're doing a market animal, they have to have that animal picked out and ready for the weigh-in. Others, maybe in the spring, they get their animal. And so it's an ongoing project, and I am really strong on my feelings about it being important to young people and teaching them responsibility. I feel like that a child that didn't have any direction, if you will let them raise an animal, and you know, there's the good and the bad with raising an animal. Sometimes they'll die. Sometimes they're too wild and they can't show it and sell it. We even sometimes have accidents, you know, maybe, you know, rope getting caught and different things like that. But several of our children have raised and showed animals through the years, and I just feel like it has taught them a lot of responsibility.
And I think being a former farm kid, and that my grandparents had a farm, and I grew up on the Harrison farm just outside of Bourbon. You know, I think I never had the opportunity to show or do anything like that at a fair, but I think you do learn a lot of responsibility and discipline on days that you don't want to go outside because it's too cold to go out and take care of your animal. You have to do that.
That's right.
You know?
That's right. And that animal has to be fed, it has to be watered, its pen has to be cleaned. And it's not something you want to do every day of the week, but once you learn that that's your responsibility, and then you have the pride in watching it develop and grow and become a meat animal or a show animal or a chicken that's going to lay eggs, there's a lot of reward to it.
Now, you were talking about 150 young people participating. I don't want to keep calling them kids, but young people participating. Is the livestock area, is that part growing in the fair? Are those numbers increasing? Are you running out of room over in the livestock area?
They are growing. Like I said, Jim, in 1996 when I started with the program, we probably had 20 or 30 children that brought something to show. We didn't have the livestock auction or anything. And we have built 2 hog barns and a huge cattle barn, and our chickens and rabbits are now out of space because we had to make the second barn for hogs. So we're busting the seams. Last year our poultry and rabbits had to be in tents, and small tents that we kept adding more to as they came. This year we're going to put up a big tent so they're comfortable and spacious, but the city is working with us on developing some more area that we'll be able to build a new barn on.
Oh, that's terrific. And as that program grows, hopefully the young people continue to follow that tradition and be involved with that.
Yes, and We have a really strong parents that are involved in the program and are willing to help with developing the program, the buildings and everything. We have fantastic business people in this community that come in and support those young people. We have like 150 or so businesses, buyers that come in and support them for the auction. We have others that maybe not support that, but they will help make donations for more building facilities. The city people, the men that run the city departments are awesome to help us to get the water, get the electric, get the facilities we need. So we have
They do a
such good,
fantastic
strong support.
job. They sure do. And probably the last question, what time will events be taking place during the fair, or what days will those events be taking place, and what day is the auction and the time for that auction?
Not long off, Jim.
It's getting close.
It's getting close here. We start off with Wednesday evening. We weigh in all the steers. Most of the hogs and steers are there. A lot of the other animals are coming in. Thursday morning, it's really busy. We have the hogs are weighed in first thing Thursday morning, and then by noon Thursday, we start a goat show, followed by a poultry and rabbit show. Friday, first thing in the morning, we're into the hog show, which goes for several hours, followed by the sheep show, beef, breeding stock show, bucket calves, and then the grand finale on the shows is the market steer show on Friday evening. It starts at 6. Then Saturday morning, it's interesting to just sit on the sideline and watch because the whole barn's become a buzz of activity. Everybody's cleaning, grooming their animals, cleaning their stalls, pens, and getting ready. And I encourage them to be ready by 11 o'clock. So when their buyers start arriving, they're there to greet them. They're not still scrubbing their animal or scrubbing themselves. So at noon, we have a wonderful meal provided for by the Franklin County Cattlemen have helped us with the funding for that. And then each club that is involved, each 4-H club or FFA chapter prepares one of the dishes for it. So it's a joint effort, but it's a wonderful meal that we provide, and at 1 o'clock our auction starts. And it usually goes until probably 3:30.
Terrific. Once again, Sue, I'd like to thank you for joining us on 5 Questions With. The Merrimack Community Fair will be held in Sullivan June 19th through the 23rd. We encourage everyone to get out to the fairgrounds and enjoy the fair. We also want to thank Jerry's TV Furniture and Appliance for allowing us to host 5 Questions With in their beautiful showroom. Join us next week for 5 Questions With.